Hey. Hello. Pam, 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 pam. Hello. One day I will remake the intro, One day. I don't know when, but one day I will do it. Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. When we improve our game. Yup. We are working on a dice game, and I didn't even check this, right? I didn't even check the roadmap in quite some time, like 2 or 3 days. That is done. Well, this is kind of working on it, right? The restart is something I'm still kind of working on it, but at least we tested it at least once, right? And then I think that the other element that we are working on right now is the so game selector, right? So we have a game selector. This is also basically done, right? This I would probably also flag it as done, and the game selector. But then I wanted to add a few more games. So I wanted to add a simple bet roll game, right? With highest score, right? With high score winning. And then we wanted to add a poker-like, right? A poker-like game, right? Which is what we are working on right now. I would say the simple game is pretty much working. I did a bit of work on the restart because it was not really fully functional, but yeah, the poker game. The poker game is the one that I want to test more, and now I have few more ideas. I had today a few more ideas, and I don't know if I will put them in, but I think they're kind of fun. So the idea would be that while you are in the game with another player, obviously, because if it's not another player, I think it doesn't make a lot of sense. Would be nice to have some sounds, right, that the player makes while he's thinking on the bet, or while he's waiting for the roll, or is something like that, right? So I think it would be nice to have some sounds, like, I don't know, tapping on the table, or being impatient, or being surprised about a result, or something like that, right? And I think they can play based on the player choice, right? Or for the NPC, it could be random, right? Be kind of random. And then another thing that I want to add is the ability to fold. That at the moment I don't have, actually. And I want to add the ability to bluff for the NPC, but I don't know if that will be super easy. So yeah, I would like to add a bluff to the NPC. But anyway, let's continue and do a bit of that. Let me change right? And at the moment we are testing the base game, but the base game pretty much I tested it, right? So I would like to test maybe now the poker game. And the poker game, yes, one other thing I need to add is the ability to actually to hide the dice, right? Yeah, so we need to have a kind of a hidden dice mode. So when you roll the first three, they should remain hidden, and then when you are in the betting phase, they remain hidden, and then only when you have the next roll, then they become visible, right? And I already added some of this because actually I have a hidden something. I don't remember where is it, but I'm sure I have it. Okay, doesn't want to cooperate, but why not finding any hidden? I didn't call it hidden, I called it something else. Maybe hide, where is it? Hidden, yeah, hidden, exactly. Why hidden? Why we cannot find hidden? Okay, here it is. So this one, right? Receive a hidden roll. Yeah, I think we need to do this now. Hello, Hula, good evening. Welcome, welcome. So we have to do this, the hidden one, right? Now, I think this hidden thing already works. The problem is, let me try. The problem is I think that the cup is moving in the wrong way. I don't know exactly why, but it happens. It's moving in the wrong way. I had some problem with the cup moving in the past already, but I think it's because I'm using a mix of word rotation and relative rotation, right? And I think that is messing up. But basically the movement of the cup is kind of easy, right? It should just go down and cover the dice and then go up again on the side, well actually at the back, right? To discover them, right? I think anyway we are in a much better position now that the mini game pretty much works, right? I think we broke the one with the NPC, so we will have to redo that part. We will have to redo that. Okay, so here we are in the mini game with the two players, right? With the two players, and the first thing they have to do, they have to select the game. So we will go for the poker dice, which is the most complex game because this one has an initial bet that is required, and the initial bet is, for example, 15, right? So the other player needs to match that. So if I put only 10, the game is not moving in the next phase. So only if I match the 15, then it's moving to the next phase, right? And now we are in the first roll phase. Now here we are playing the poker game. So if I try to put like a D8, right, it will not allow you to put it. I don't know why is... okay, that I need to fix. E-dice type D6. I don't want to show it that way. I want to show it like just as a D6. But anyway, I will have to fix that because it's super annoying. You can only add, because that's the enum. That's a bit annoying. What? You can add only. You can add only. This value as a string, unfortunately, is taking the wall. Get value as name. Enumerator type. Get name by value. I think that this get name by value is not what we wanted. I mean, it's good for the printout, right? It's good for a printout in the log. So if we have, yeah, exactly. If we have to print it in the log, I think it's not a problem. But if we have to use it to actually print it in a player message, then that's pretty bad, right? This is not the way we want to do it. But it seems that this one is not reading the meta tag, right? Why? Why is not reading the meta? Because my meta is exactly, my meta display is D6, right? So it is not solving our problem. Let me ask ChatGPT, which probably is smarter than Google these days. In Unreal Engine, I want to print the display name of one value of enum example. I can just take a piece of it. I mean, I don't need to have all of it. I want to print D4 when my enum value is edice type D4. Let me see if we can do it. I want to print the display name. Exactly. You cannot, huh? Thank you. Wow, you have to get the enum pointer, find object, enum dice type. Yes, because this one is the get display name text by value. Let me see if this function is used anywhere in Unreal. I guess it is, right? So trying to understand how they do it. Basic OP enum. Yeah, they do it exactly the same. Yeah. Basic OP enum. I cannot get it like this though. They get it like static enum and then type, right? Which seems to be simpler than the other syntax. So if we, okay, let me try to do that. And it's a bit weird, but maybe it's the way. So this one will be my dice type enum, right? Where I have here my e dice type. Ah, no. You mean? I'm lost now. Type, huh? Enum type because there is a namespace. No, but type. Okay, let me try this then. Do you think that this will do it? And then what he's saying is that and then it's doing this. And then it's doing this. We can try and cannot convert e-dice type to parameter type int64. What do you mean? It must be an int64? Why? Why it must be an int64? Operation type. There is a uint8. Oh? I mean, it's an integer anyway, so... Should I cast it to int and see what happens? I don't know. We will try this way and see what happens. But anyway, apart from that, we will see if that helps or not. But anyway, we have here the game, right? So we can put in only d6. So we put in a d6. Seems we cannot. Why we cannot? Uh-oh. Something bad happened. It is possible that if too much time passes, the player gets disconnected. Yeah, exactly. Now this, I don't know if this is really something that we want to do, but there is basically a countdown timer. There is a countdown timer that is removing people if they are idle for too much time. This is done because the sessions otherwise remains locked, and so the object may remain locked as well, right? And being a fully multiplayer game, you don't want, you know, all your object locked by people not logging off, right? So I don't know if this is really the way I want to do it, but still I understand there is a reason for this, right? So I understand that. Unfortunately, this remove player is a fairly bad named because we have that in a million places. Idle player counter, here it is, idle, right? Idle counter, yeah, exactly. So that is the idle thing. And if this is called the number of times, then the player gets removed, right? I don't know if I want to do it now, but it is something that anyway we will have to define sooner or later. Yeah, you see that there is an idle tick. There is an idle tick. And I don't even know how that is scheduled. I mean, if it's scheduled in the mini game or if it's scheduled. What is this even schedule? Minigame manager. Minigame manager. For every session. Okay, for every session. For every active session is doing the idle thingy. I see. And then there is this idle counter. I don't know if I want to fix it now, but in theory, minigame idle time, maximum idle time for players 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Game idle time. Well, 5 minutes sounds quite a bit. I mean, is this really 5 minutes or because it's 30 something, right? I don't know what 30. It's 30 something. So 30 times every 2 seconds or something? Or every 3 seconds or what? $10 seconds. 30 times 10 seconds. So 300 seconds. So yes, yeah. So 5 minutes exactly. Why the tick interval is here, and the number of time is in a completely different place? That's kind of weird. That's very confusing. That is very confusing. So one is inside minigame manager. And this is inside minigame session, right? I would like to keep them together if possible, right? Or both on the manager or both on the session. I mean, to me it's the same, but they need to be in one place, right? Otherwise, okay. Just put those together. But anyway, yes, we are okay. So we can just close the session. So if both player exit from the session, the mini game will be reset. So there's also something good to test. So we just enter the game again, right? And in theory, I should be able to restart from scratch, but evidently not. I think Probably because the game is the same. Yeah, exactly. Because the game is the same. So when we reset the game, right? When we reset the game, we should reset. I don't see anymore the printout where it's saying that the session is getting closed. Pity. But I think it's anyway under remove player, right? If we search remove player, right? There is a function that says if there are no more active players, just close the minigame. If the session is personal, delete it. If session reset. Reset game session. Set session reset. What the fuck is this? It's a bit confusing at the moment. Reset game session. Set session reset. I don't understand who's using this, but it seems that this is going in a loop, right? So it's doing if get session reset, which is actually reading a variable, is doing reset game session, which is doing nothing else than setting again the same variable. So I don't understand what is this doing really. It is very confusing to me. It is very confusing to me, but I think anyway we are going through this. So what we'll have to do, we will have to reset the but this is I think this part is a bit broken actually. Or I don't understand it, which is also possible. Remove player from session, right? If session remove player session remove. If session get reset session, reset game session. So what I don't understand is this, right? I don't understand why we are, this part I really don't understand, right? So is get session reset is reading this variable to reset, right? And reset game session is checking if the session is active, and then he's setting the same variable again that we just read, right? So I don't understand. So it's doing nothing pretty much. It's doing nothing, right? If he's not active, right? If he's assuming that he's not active. And active means that there are no players. There are no players in it anymore. And in that case, it's deleting the session. I think I would like to have Is this session destroyed as well or not? I mean, this one is removed from the array, but I don't see it being destroyed, actually. Right? Who's deleting this? Who's deleting the session? No one? Delete session. Well, it's deleting the session here if they fail to load the game. And that's it, yeah. So no one is deleting those sessions, it looks like. I mean, we are deleting the session probably only when the game board is destroyed, but I don't think it's a great idea. By the way, all this should be minigame. I think what we will say here, we will say minigame session removed. And I don't know if I want to have a name or what. What do I have here? Session to reset. I don't know if I have a name or something of the session. I have a get name actually, but I have no idea this get name what it's gonna do. Return the session name. Okay, let's try. So we'll print this out and then we will just delete it, right? I think this should be deleted otherwise. Okay, I hope we will go through this, assuming there are no active players at the moment, and so the session is completely recreated. Because what I see at the moment is that here, right, I'm not... so if I exit and I enter again, I have to select the game again. I actually have to switch the game to be able to, right? I have to switch the game to be able to go to the next phase, which is not really what I want to do. But anyway, okay, let's test this a second. Okay, so I did a million changes, but million tests more than changes, but because I wanted to. Hello Aragorn, hey, welcome back. We are testing our dice minigame thingy, trying to understand if we can actually play it or not. What happens if I roll now? Ah, fuck, it is rolling. No. If we okay, yeah, we have a problem. Yeah, you see that the thing remains hidden though. But the problem is that now I only have 2 dice. I have to enforce that you can roll only and also I don't understand why this one was not hidden actually. And why this one became 0 actually. Okay, there are a number of things broken with the hidden dice, right? So the first thing I want to fix is that if you are trying to roll and you don't have enough dice selected compared to the rule of the game, you cannot roll. Right? So now this will not be super easy because actually is a roll check before the actual rolling. Is a roll check before the actual rolling. Yes. Yeah, so when I release the mouse, right? When I release the mouse, at the moment I'm just doing the roll. But I need to know if the roll is correct or not, because at the moment this is just requesting a roll no matter what, right? It is not doing any checks actually. Yeah, exactly. This is not doing any checks. Zero. This assumes that the dice are correct. The only place where we do the check is when you are dropping the dice. In the drop dice in cup, we do the check if you have the right number of die and if you have the right type. So or we pass it to the client, or I have to add a new check before the roll actually happens. It is a bit annoying actually to do, but I don't think we have many options, right? I don't think we have many options. I think here I need to check server side if I can actually roll. Yeah, I think there is no other way. Okay, let's add this. So here, right? This is not ask to roll. This is actually a perform roll, right? So this one is performing a roll. We need a roll check. Before this, we need a way to so I will call it MG dice roll check, right? And the only thing that I have to do, I think, is to pass the game ID, because everything else anyway I have it already, right? And I just need to get my session. It's basically something like this. I have to go through my check my character, get the session based on the game ID, and then I have to call handle dice roll check, that at the moment does not exist. Okay, it's fine, right? The moment does not exist. Yeah, there is shake and roll. There is a check if we can roll. Number of dice. So this one will return to the client. This one will return to the client a receive can roll, pretty much, right? But at that point it is gone already. Ay. Yeah, because all this happens, right? No, I mean, this should happen only when we are sure that we can roll. This needs to be changed quite a bit because at the moment we are not doing any check, right? 0 checks. At the moment we are doing 0 checks. So this will slow down a bit the thing, because he has to go server side, do the check and come back, right? It may be nearly instant, but you will basically see a bit of a pause from when you release the mouse to when the cup actually moves, because we are doing the check if you have the right number of dice into the cup. Another way to do it would be to pass it to the client, and so that the client is but the problem is that the client can cheat, right? So we don't want any check to be performed on the client. It's kind of yeah. So basically now, should I check also the type of die? I don't think so, because right? So we already checked the type on the drop die. Now, the problem is that you may have a mix. You can have 1d20, 2d8, 4d6, all in the same bowl, right? And how the hell do we check that then? How the hell do we check that? Well, what we said that there are 2 cases, right? There is the any die and there is a specific die. And in one phase, I can only use... Right, exactly. So now I can decide to roll less dice than my opponent, but it's a bit stupid actually, right? So I think if we are in any die mode, this always returns true. If we are in another die mode, then we need to check that the dice is actually compliant. No, actually. Well, the dice is compliant. We checked it already here. So in reality, we can say that if the dice amount is 0, but sorry, I don't remember if I play the other game a second, right? Can I restart the other game or no? We timed out again. Fuck. This timeout is kind of annoying. So if I play the any game, right? The any dice. Yeah, I think we crashed or something. I think now we completely confused the server. Yeah, it's not able to change the... Wait, maybe I managed to unlock it somehow. Okay, we unlocked it somehow. Yeah, so the point is, like, if this guy is putting 3 of those and I'm putting only 2, lol, I can still roll, right? Which is very stupid. Which is very stupid. So I can roll with less dice, and basically I'm gonna lose for sure. So I think we need to check. Huh. This is not super easy. So I will basically always have to check that that I'm rolling when I have exactly the same type of die and the same amount of my opponent. There is kind of a general rule, right? Unless my opponent also put less dice. If my opponent by purpose also put less die, then we are in trouble. So the rule that I have to match my opponent is not really a great rule. I have to match the game. I have to match the game rules. And fuck, that is not super easy. That is kind of hard. So this in theory is correct. This check in theory is correct, right? Because this check tells me if I am in the free mode, right? Free for all, so that you can put any die you want. And the only requirement of the any die is be compliant with the master. Huh. But the problem is that you can be compliant and then the master adds one more die. No! Ah, Jesus. There are so many cases. There are so many cases and sub-cases of this thing. Well, we could wait that the other guy actually rolled. If we are in the any die. I think we can do this. I think that if we are in the any die mode, right? If we are in the any die mode, then if I am the master player, so if this player corresponds to if the player is the master of die, he can just roll, because he's the one deciding how many right, how many dice we have and which type. If I'm not, right, if I'm not, then I need to wait that the other guy so the other guy must have rolled already, right? So I need to check if the other player, how do I get the other player? Good question. Do I ever get other player? Yes, I did it because I had that problem already. So this is giving me the other player, right? So I want to check if the other player rolled already. If the other player rolled already, no, wait. If the other player didn't roll, then definitely I cannot roll. And we can also send a message, right? We can send a message like this. And we can say the player who started started adding dice need to roll first, right? So that's the rule, because otherwise we don't know what to roll, right? But if I'm not the master and the other guy rolled already, right? And the other guy rolled already. Now here we have the problem, because here I need to know if the dice that I have are actually compatible with my opponent, right? In terms of number. Now, considering that I cannot change the types, because I'm checking all the types down here, right? I'm checking all the types down here. I think I can just count the total. Exactly. So I think that here I can just simply say I can just simply say if other player dice dropped in num, right, is equal to, I mean, is different, then my hello Team Vash, hey, yeah, we have a kind of a multiplayer mini game where you can actually bet coins, and then you can use any die like D4, D6, D8, D10, right? Like the D&D dice, and you can also have different skins for different dice, and you can play against another player. So this is what. Yes, it's part of the MMO. Yeah. So like if I exit from this, right here we are in a tavern with another guy, right? And we are playing this mini game that is here on the dice board, right? And yeah, you click play game and you enter the game and you can play. Now I'm still kind of in the middle of it, but I think we can. I mean, we are making very good progress. So you can already play, but now we started to add different modes, right? So we started to add like any die mode. You can drop whatever die you want and just match the other dice of the other player. And then we added kind of a poker mode where you bet and then some dice are hidden. So I mean, it started simple, but now it's starting to become, you know, a game inside a game. But fine, yeah. So it is starting to become kind of complex, but But I think I'm a good point, right? I'm like 80% there, so it's good. And we are working on this since probably 4 or 5 days now. I mean, always my time, so like evening time, but anyway, welcome. So if the other player already rolled, this is where I have to understand if the number of dice that I have right so I just have to check if my mini player dice dropped num is actually different. So if it's different, we just say nope, you cannot do it. We say you have to roll the same, you have to roll the same number and type of dice of your opponent. Okay, you will receive this message and we will return false. If they are equal, well, then in this case all good, so we can just return true. Okay, so we can say num is equal. So here we are good, right? So this mess is only for the any die phase. But now we have the non any die phase, right? Which is let me just check one thing. Return true, else if, return. Okay, I think this is all done. Okay, now here we are in the rules, so specific rules, right? This is the any die and this is the specific rules. So if we are inside the specific rules, considering that we already checked the type, I don't think we have to check the type again because it's only one type. So the phase holds the type of dice to roll, right? Sorry, the type and the amount. So I just have to check that the amount of dice rolled is equal, in this case let's say different than my dice, right? How many I have, right? So if this is the case, if this is the case, so the number of my dice are different than what is in the rules, then I will say, and it cannot be more, it just can be less because we are checking the more already when you drop the die. So if they are different, we also return false, and we say you don't have, you have to roll the same, you have to roll, we can also put the number here because we have it. You have to roll X dice, right? Add more, right? Add more because you don't have enough. And here we can say this. Now actually in theory we can say that also here. The same number. If we want, here we can have the number or no. Yeah, we can. I mean, it's the difference here that is a mix between. Why the percentage D here is not in color? I don't know. But here we may have the, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So that is if he's not, right? If he's true, If it's true, then we just return true, right? And probably we are done with this part. Oh my god. This was... I don't know if this is correct, but it should be. It should be correct, right? Now, this check... This check, we have to call it pretty much after the mouse up of the roll. So I need to add... exactly, I need to add this. There is a blueprint callable. And this will go here. We'll check the session, we'll go here. And this will return true or false. Like this thing is returning true or false, right? So if everything is good, we have to return... You know what? We could even make this a boolean. Actually, I basically never did it because I always wanted to have a request and a receive. But in theory, considering that's... but anyway, it will be a double jump, so I think it's fine. We can have the request and the... It's fine. It's fine. Let's do it as usual, okay? So this is a receive. There is a receive because we go server to client. MG die rolls check, and the only thing that I need is actually a boolean, right? Which is can roll, right? Can roll. Okay. So I think with this two we are good. So after this we have to call. We have to call on the same guy this, right? Which is the same player controller. Oops. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, let's try. I don't know. I mean, let's try. I have to first. I will have to change a bit of this, and then we will have to see how it performs, right? Because. But I think it should be fine. Okay, let me recompile everything. Yeah, we have some mini games in the game, right? Like we have the fishing mini game. We have like a board, like a chess kind of game, and we have the dice mini game. And I would like to have more mini games in the future. Like I would like to have a lockpick mini game. We are designing it. Actually, there was one guy that was interested in helping on that, but it kind of disappeared now. Let's see. Maybe we'll come back, but yeah. I want to have a nice lockpicking mini game. Now we have to do a change now in the blueprint, right, to call this function, which is the request mg dice roll check. Why so annoying? Minigame session is not including minigame manager, really? Minigame session does not include minigame manager, because it's one way. Okay, fuck it. I don't want to do it now. I don't want to change too many things now. I will bring it back. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. I will bring it back. I will bring it back. Fine, 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 fine. Annoying, but I don't want to change it now. I'm doing so many other changes. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it now. But in theory, this thing should go the other side, right? Because it makes no sense that you have like the minutes on one side and the number of times on the other side, but in two different classes. But fine. Okay, we are compiling. I'm not Team Vash if you're still here, but what are you developing these days? What are you working on? Okay, so we start the editor. Okay. So now when you release the mouse, you are basically here. Yes. And here is where we have the make roll, right? So now the problem here is to understand if you want to do this, if you want to stop simulate physics, if you want to stop this or not. There is a good point. I think probably the answer is no, right? So we have to do all of this. Okay. Where do I put this? Well, would be nice to put it next to the other roll, but I have no idea where this is. So let's just search it. Roll. Roll. Roll is not a very good. MG roll. No. MG roll is also not a good name. MG dice roll. Okay. MG dice roll. Okay, better. So yeah, so before this, problem is that it is really not enough space. Fuck. We have a significant space problem here. because now there are two things, right? So there is, okay, tell server we roll the dice, or nice, but there is a check if we can roll it, right? So this request mg roll dice, right? And this one needs to have a new event we will call mg check roll on PC. No, wait. Yes, exactly. And this one will have this game ID thingy. And this one will be run on server and reliable. Rain. And then this thing will come back to us with the result, right? And the result will be running on client and reliable, and we'll have one parameter that is can roll. Okay. And now this, I don't know what it will do, but we will think about it now. So this we'll have to call our make roll that now became this make roll actually now becomes a check roll, right? Or, well, no, what I mean is that we need check game ID. I think we are getting closer. Now, if it will work, I have no idea. Oh fuck, our cap. Ay. Well, but our cap is no. Yes, I have it. Our cap. I don't even know why I'm passing it here. Because I cannot work on the other cap. It's always our cap, right? So exactly. I don't even know why I have this as a parameter, but fine. So basically, what mouse up will do inside a dice spawner will actually ask the server if we can roll, and if we can roll, and then right, and then this will go here, we'll go server side, server will answer with this, and server answers with this, we'll go to client again, and client will go win dice minigame, and win dice minigame will go make roll. While I mean Make roll is already this, right? So maybe... Should we just put all of this inside make roll? Yeah, maybe it's a better idea, actually. Because... but it is inside dice cup. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, let's not do blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's do make roll here as well. I know it's a bit duplicated, but it's fine. There is the same function that basically is running through all the things, right? And through all the objects. So whatever, it doesn't look very pretty, but that's fine. So we will call assuming it's not duplicated, we will call make roll, right? And yeah, and inside make roll we will do that. Now this mouse up, I don't know why we have this mouse up actually with the cup, right? Why we are passing the cup here? Am I missing something, or I don't think there is any need for this cup to be passed here, because the cup, our cup, we have it anyway inside our mini game, right? This is actually where it's coming from. Well, I think it's in two places actually. But yeah, but what I'm saying is that we don't need this we don't need this variable, right? We don't need it. So let's remove it. It's less confusing. Okay, so now this will come back with a make roll, and this will actually do the roll, right? And everything should work as before. Now the problem is that we did a million changes, so maybe we broke something, but we're gonna see it now. I'm gonna check it now, boys. Okay, let's try. It's time. It's time to break it. Are you ready? Okay, now maybe we can play the any game first, the any dice game first, because that's the simplest, right? And it's already demonstrating the point, if it works. I don't know if it will, but if I do any dice and I play the any dice game, the first player that drops a die becomes the master, right? So if I drop a d8, no, first I need to bet. Okay, we bet 15, and the other guy bets 15. Then I drop a d8, I drop 2d6, okay? I drop a d8 and 2d6. Then the other player adds only 1d8 and 1d6. Okay, so he's one die short from the other and tries to roll. Right here, the game should stop me. Okay, actually, he gave me the message, but he rolled anyway, right? Which is not what we wanted. And I don't understand why that happened. Probably because I didn't use... Ah, fuck me, yeah. I didn't use the Boolean value. Yeah, exactly. I didn't use the Boolean value, boys. But it worked, huh? It worked. It worked. So, if the can roll is false... I think we are not even... Yeah, we're not even coming here, actually. If the can roll is false, we are not even calling that, right? So we will do a branch directly here. And if the can roll is false, we don't do anything. If the can roll is true, then we go here. Yes, but I think it kind of worked. Now, unfortunately, I cannot reproduce. I have to restart it because now the game is obviously broken because you are in a place where you should not be. Right? Because you rolled already while you should have not rolled. Okay, so if it's false, we just do nothing, right? And if it's true, we do the roll. But you will receive the message, so you will see that you have to... You will see that the other player needs to roll first. Now, I think without a chat, I mean, if we don't enable the chat, people may be a bit confused. I mean, they will probably exit and then re-enter and say, hey, there is a problem, you have to roll if you are the master, whatever. But... maybe, you know what we can say, if the other player is trying to roll, we can say, you have to roll first. I don't know, we can send a message to the first player. But he actually returned false, so it seems that the check actually worked, huh? Which is fantastic. Which is fantastic. Okay. So, I don't know why it's always night and I cannot freaking see anything. Okay, it's becoming day now. Right. So this guy is the master. He decides the game. He puts, he bets 15, the other guy bets 15. This guy decides a d20 and 2d6, okay? And this other guy puts a d20 and a d6, so he's short one die and tries to roll. And the game is telling me the player who started dice needs to either roll first. If I try to roll again, actually I can. Okay, fantastic. But it's not rolling. Fantastic. Works very, very nicely. So now he's asking this guy to roll, and this guy will roll. He did a 17 with his 3 dice. And now, if I try to roll, he should tell me that I don't have enough dice in the pot. Ah, fantastic. It works, guys. I added the third one. Okay. Well, I mean, that happened because I have a collision now. I can show you. My god. Yeah, there is a collision here on top. Oh, fuck. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, the die was added. It just didn't slip in because we disabled the... But I don't understand why we disabled... because I disabled the thing... I don't remember when I disabled the collision. But yeah, the moment is disabled in the wrong place. Considering that we... wait, yeah, so I think that here we have to disable it again. Because here we are asking the server, right? Here we are asking the server. And we may add a dice. We may add one or more dice. And if I disable it, no, because the problem is that I can disable it, but I also have to block is ready for die, right? Because we have a thing that is called is ready. I think it's on the dice cup, actually. Exactly. Is ready for dice. Is ready for dice. Why don't I have it here though? Ah, I do. Yes. On the cup. Yes. Okay. So let's do this. On the cup. So I block this. So you cannot add any more die until you get the answer, right? If you get a negative answer, if you get a negative answer, we have to re-enable. Yeah, so we need okay, so so actually we needed the can make roll here. Yeah, we need it. Okay, we need it. We need it. I thought not, but we do, because actually we have to do a few things. We have to do a few things here, my boys. So if we are in the situation where we cannot roll, it means that we can add more dice, right? And so this means that I have to disable, so in our cup, I have to disable collision. I have to set collision on the top to be no collision, right? So that I can drop a die again. And I also need to enable is ready for die. Is ready for dice, yes. So basically this will enable you to drop another die without colliding with the top. If I can roll, then the top is already enabled. My dice are already disabled. And so I'm good, right? And so I'm good. And so I can run this. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Bombastic. Wait a second, I have a call. Okay. Let me just send a message to this guy. He wanted to play a game, but I'm not available. Okay, sorry, I got distracted for a second. I'm still distracted, but I'm trying to get my focus back. I can do it. Okay. So this should be good. This should be good. This should be good. And this should be good. I think anyway Xenoblade has the best soundtrack ever. I mean the songs in the Xenoblade Chronicle game are absolutely insane. They are all nice. Absolutely insane. By the way, if you want to write some music for Plane Shift, you can. Would be nice to add 1 or 2 songs to our game. Okay, so I think we can try again. Now the drop will work. Let me just see if I can do other changes before. No, I think we are good. I want to. Yeah, okay, let's test it. It's too complex for me to think. Right, the whole process is easier to just test it. My brain cannot go through hundreds of nodes of blueprints and So I don't know, let's just test and see where we are. It's the easiest. It's too complex at this point, but I think we are in a good point now. So basically we are able to check if the number of dice that you are putting in are the right amount and the right type, and we are basically sending a message to the players to fix that. Now we still have the problem of the hidden game, right? But that is so basically what we did now, we did something like ensure dice type and number matches the rule, right? Match the rules. Okay, so that is basically what we are doing now, right? To ensure that we can validate luckily with the change that we did yesterday, that I removed some loading stuff, we are loading in pretty quick, which is nice. So it takes very short time to load in. In theory we could move to another place, which is even simpler than this map, because this map is actually... Let's always do the master with this guy. Okay, so this guy is batting 10. This guy is batting 10. This guy is adding a d12 and 2d6. This guy is adding... What? This guy is adding a d20. No, he cannot. A d12 and 1d6. He's trying to roll. Player who's starting is to roll first. Yes. Why I don't see the d6 here? That's a bit weird. So I roll, I make 14. So now if I try to roll, it will tell me that I don't have enough dice. Exactly. If I'm trying to add just another d12, it will not allow me. It will only allow me to add a d6. So now I'm exactly in the same, you know, the same dice type and number. Okay, and now the game completes. Fantastic! It worked! It worked perfectly. Okay, nice. Nice. Okay, let's see if it works also with the reset, right? Boom. If I reset the game, we are starting from the betting phase for both players, and I can actually bet 15 here and 15 here. And now we are in the roll phase, and now this player will be the master, let's say. So I do 2 of those and 2 of those. And then I roll it, and this other guy is doing 2 of those and 1 of those. He cannot, and 1 of those. He's trying to roll. The game is telling him he cannot, so he's adding this. He's rolling. Fantastic! Everything works, guys. It's fantastic. Okay, good. I'm very happy about that. So now the rule of the simple game works. Okay, so this really works now. I mean, it needs to be tested a bit more, but... So now the problem is the poker game and the hidden dice, right? So if I change the game mode, right? If I go here and I change the game mode to poker dice, and I reset, I mean, I have to reset, right? Because it's not resetting when I'm changing the game mode. Okay, that's a problem. I have to do it manually. Okay, well, that we should fix, because when I'm changing the game mode, it should anyway reset completely the board, but fine. Okay, so here we are in the poker mode, right? So I bet 10, and this guy bets 10, And this one I'm sure is not working, so this one we have to fix. Now we are in the roll phase, and I'm trying to add my 3 dices. If I try to add 4, it will tell me that I cannot. And if I try to add this, it's telling me I can only add a d6. So now I'm gonna roll, and in theory this roll is hidden. So you see that the cup stays down. Well, it should stay down for my opponent, not for me. Uh-oh. No, probably waits that both are rolling. Wait, yeah. It's waiting that both are rolling and then it's discovering it only for me. I don't remember that. In theory, no, but fine. So the other guy is rolling. And now, yeah, you see that exactly. You see that he saw his number. Now this thing is completely fucked. Okay. This thing is fucked, as I was thinking. So the I don't know why it did what it did. It's like if the hidden was for the wrong player, right? Like, it's always the second player that should be hidden, right? So it's always the other player. So I don't understand what we do here, but we sent the wrong message. So this receive hidden roll is definitely wrong. Okay, apart from the watchers. If the player is not me, yeah, my fear is that we received the hide, the hidden one, instead of receiving the normal one, right? Because this is how it looks, right? Because this, in theory, this message should never hide. This message should never hide the dice for the first player. Yeah, that is not even connected, you see. That is not even, probably this should not even be passed. Because the received dice roll is always for me. Otherwise we have, well, no, it's not true. It's not always, well, it's always for, what? No, it depends if he's first player or second player. He's first player. His first player is second player. Fine. Yeah, the problem is that where is the animation, right? I mean, the animation is obviously here. Request dice MG roll on PC. Show role other player. Show role other. Yeah, so this one should know. This is the one that should know if it's hidden or not hidden. Because otherwise, how do I know if I have to? So is after the bet or is after? Current phase, dice visible, right? You know that this is a bit risky because after the second player actually completes the role, we are switching phase. So by the time the second player completed the role, we may already be in the next phase. And so I think it's risky to do it this way. I think it's risky to do it this way. I think we should pass the is visible actually to this function so that we are 100% sure yeah, still, I think when we receive the role, yeah, exactly. I think when we receive the role, we should know if it's hidden or not. And by the way, the dice results, right? If it's hidden, no. But the point is that when it's hidden, I should not even receive the results, right? This is what we said. We said that if it's not me, exactly. Unless this check is failing somehow, I don't understand what is going on, right? Because it seems to me that this logic should work and basically send this, which is receive mg dice hidden roll, and for my normal, so we'll never go through this, right? We will never go through this, never. So this hard hidden is actually useless. So I will remove this because I don't even want to send the results. The only thing, the only time I want to send it hidden if I am a watcher is if I am a watcher. But at the moment, you know, the watcher thingy. Yeah, exactly. You see, if I'm a watcher, they are always hidden. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this variable is useless. Okay, let's remove it so that we don't mess up with our logic, right? So this variable is completely useless because this is always so let's say that when this function is called, the dice are always visible. No, or let's say this function is called when this is called when the dice are visible, right? While this one is called when the results are hidden, right? Exactly. Okay, so we can remove this. Remove this. And remove this. Because this is watchers. This is not me. And this is me. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why we do all this complex 4 players. I mean, there are only 2 players, right? So I think that is a bit overdone, right? This logic here, I think, is a bit overdone. Because players in the dice minigame, we are sure that there are only 2 players, right? It cannot be played with more than 2 players. So actually, instead of doing all this mess, we could just get the other player, right, from the mini session, and we could just do this, right? Could just do this without this broadcast, whatever, without all this shit, because it's not needed. And at this point, I don't even check if it's me or it's not me, because I know already it is not me, right? I think it's a bit clearer if I do it this way. But anyway, so we just check this, right? And now this is a check just to say that this is another player and not an NPC. So I think that this check should still stay in place, right? It should still stay in place. And then yes, and this stays in place as well, right? So I always receive the dice open, and here I receive the dice hidden for the other player. Okay, okay. So now this will go away, and the only function exactly this one, receive hidden roll, right? Receive hidden roll. Right. Now this one should have the hidden. Because this one, exactly. Exactly. And in this case, it should be true. And the first player is always false, because I know that when I'm... Exactly. And the dice result, you see that we didn't pass anything, so it is actually empty, right? Okay, now... Now, what I wanted to say is that this function, exactly, should have results hidden. And now here we pass this. Okay. And now here, now the only problem is that this function is coming from two different places. So I think we have to set, right? I think we have to set a variable. Yeah, it should be maybe a temporary variable. Yes, should be probably a temporary variable where this corresponds to that and where this here is always false. Because here we are coming from this branch only when we're coming from this branch. No, our graph is fucked. Okay, fine. Okay, good. So and now here I can avoid this mess, right? I can avoid this mess. And I can just say based on this, we take a decision, right? So I don't need any of this anymore. And this I think is what was causing the problem, because that was probably switching already to the next phase. And the next phase has the result visible because is the reveal phase. So if the results are hidden, we go here. And if the results are not hidden, we go here. And in addition, we have this one, which is a reveal hidden dice. Now this one is called, when is this one called actually? This one is called in the next phase, yes. It's called in the next phase. But how the hell does it know which one is the cup? All cups? No. No, it's only their cup. It's only their cup. Our cup is always well, did we say that the dice can also be hidden for us? Or did we say they are only hidden for the enemy? I think we said they are only hidden for the enemy. Now, we may expand it in the future to also have our own dice hidden, but I think it makes a little sense, right? Hello, push button. It's going well. We are nearly there. I mean, I added many things. Now we are testing the poker. So if you want to see the roadmap, we did a lot of stuff. So This is our, this is all the greens, right, that we did, right, in the last day. So we are here, we are working on the poker game, and we are now working with the hidden dice mode. So basically your opponent doesn't see your dice. But we are still kind of in the middle of this, so it's not really working yet. But it's proceeding well. See, well, I mean, I'm making it more and more complex, right? I started with a very simple... I started with a very simple thing, but then... I made it more and more and more complex, but it's good. It's good. I think that so we can define actually the rules in an XML in the database, so we can change it at any time. So the code is flexible enough to understand how many phases of the game there are, and if it's a betting phase, a rolling phase, and if the dice are visible or not. So all of that is configured through an XML that we can change at any time. So we can create actually multiple games with different rules and different dice types. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I like that. Okay, so now we enter the poker game. Okay, here we are in initial bet phase, so we have to bet something. We bet 10, which is actually the minimum. We bet 10, which is the minimum. And then we still have to do the fold, but... And then we roll the first 3 dice, okay? Ah, now it's starting to be good, because for me they are revealed, and for my enemy they are not revealed, right? And by the way, even if he's cheating, so he's like moving this cup through code and through hacking, the dice are not correct. You will see dice that are actually not correct by purpose, right? So you will not see what... So the right dice are never sent to him, at least not in this phase. Now he's matching the thing, and he's rolling. Fantastic. So for this, this guy sees his dice, but he doesn't see mine, right? So we are exactly in the right position. So now this guy's thinking, oh, I have a 5, a 4, and a 1, right? That is what he has, right? This guy has a 5, a 4, and a 1. And the other guy has a 6, a 5, and a 1. So they don't have, none of them have a double, I mean a pair or a 3 of a kind. I mean, they can shoot for a straight, but at the moment, right, the situation is kind of even. I mean, they don't know, but... So like now this guy is betting 20 more, right? And you see it here that the other guy bet 20 more. So I say, you know what? I like your 20, and I'm putting another 10 on top. So now this guy sees the 40 and needs to match it. So this guy now goes to 40 and says bet. So this part seems to be working okay. So what should happen after I click on bet is that the game understands that the bets are completed, move to the next phase, which is the next rolling phase, and it should in theory reveal both. So the caps should go up. The problem is that I think that the numbers below will still be wrong because I didn't do that piece. Wow, everything fucked up. Okay. So somehow the main cup reset the position, which is exactly what we don't want to do. So the main cup should stay up. Ah no, because it's another roll. Ooh, it's another roll. So it's actually correct, apart from the fact that this thing is rotated the wrong way, but it's actually correct. The problem is that I don't see my dice anymore because they are below the cup, right? So if I do this, my dice are below the cup. My dice are below the cup. Well, it's not a big deal in the sense that anyway, I have to roll 2 more dice, and even if I don't see them, right? I don't have to take any decision. I just have to roll 2 more dice. But maybe it would be nicer if the dice were like here on the left, right? So that I can still see them, but fine. So now what happens? Now I put 2 more. And in theory should work the same way, right? That I cannot roll. I cannot roll because I didn't re-enable the possibility to roll. So you're only zooming. Yep. Okay, there is a piece that is missing. So it's impossible to roll at the moment. And this cup, I don't know why it's the wrong size. But it cannot work. So I have to re-enable the possibility to roll. I have to re-enable the possibility. I have to re-enable. I have to re-enable the possibility to roll every time the roll phase starts. Rolling phase. We just do reset cup, we do ready for dice, but we don't re-enable the rolling. I have no idea how I disable that, but I think that I disable, I mean, I think it's on the mouse down click, right? Yeah, exactly. I think it's on the mouse down. I think it's on the mouse down, mouse down, mouse down, mouse down. Check our cup click. Check our cup click. Do I see this in the fuck, I quit. We're checking it while we're seeing this minigame mouse down, right? Because minigame mouse down. Actually, it seems I see it there. Minigame mouse down. Yeah, actually I see it. So we actually go through this, but we are still exactly is this thing. We are still before results, right? So yeah. That's this is the one that is not allowing us to roll. Because in reality now we can have partial results, right? But partial results. So how do we do this? Is this still needed, by the way? Is this still needed? Is this still needed? I think I could check. If the current phase is a rolling phase. I could check if the current phase is a rolling phase, right? Because if it's a rolling phase, it means that I can actually roll. Or we do this check outside of this, because this check is just saying if it's our cup or is not our cup, right? And I think this check is a bit misplaced, because this is doing something else, right? So yeah, probably I will do this. So our cup is just checking for our cup. It's doing nothing else, right? It seems to be a better idea. And then when we are checking for this, which by the way seems to happen only in one place, which is very nice. Yeah, exactly, on the mouse down, right? So here, wait a second. What is this thing? Mouse button released. What? No, this is not correct. But it works. So if mouse was down on the cup and we are releasing, then just release even outside the cup space. Ah, okay. Yeah, so it's correct actually. Yeah, it's correct. Because the release goes that. So this line is useless. Okay, fine. No, but what I wanted to say is that we have another check to do, and this check to do is what I copied from the other thing, right? Because basically what we are saying is that if we are after the results, we do not allow to shake and roll. But I think at the moment we are blocking it in another way, so I don't even know if this is still needed. I don't know if this is still needed. I don't think that this is still needed. Because you can roll only if you are in the roll. Yeah, this is not needed anymore. Let me delete it. No, it's not needed. It's not needed. I think it's not needed. Now, we have a bit of a problem with the fact that the players are always timing out. I find it very annoying. I think in theory, as long as the players are playing, right, the idle should be reset. I don't understand why this idle is not reset when a player does a certain activity, right? So this idle count, let me just understand. Add player. Okay, when you do add player, the idle counter is added there. Okay, I understand that. But you see, when you are moving, right? When you are moving, is resetting the idle counter. Okay, this we don't do. This we don't do. Yeah, exactly. So this is... we have to do the same with the dice minigame. The dice minigame. Now, do I want to do it on all the operations? Yeah, well, at least on the roll and on the bet, right? When you are betting and rolling, which are the two main, right? The two main activities, I think that... so in all the requests, so like in this request, like in this request, like what? Yes. For the current mini player. Now, I don't know if, but fine. So we do it on the roll check. We do it on the actual roll. And we do it on the roll check, on the actual roll, and we do it on the bet, right? And then I think we are good. On the bet. On the bet. Where the hell is the bet? Board, choose, die, choose, board, start, stop, die. Right, roll side, then roll, in the roll, there's a second player, the game. Remove player. Bet. Here it is. Bet. Bet current player. Okay. So now we also fix the problem of the idle. So now the idle will be reset. Every time you do a bet or a roll, right? So otherwise the game is kicking you out of the thing, right? So okay, let me recompile with this. And then we also so we are testing that, but we're also testing this change, which is basically allowing us to re-roll, right? After the first roll. Now, the fact that you see the total at the top, I think it may be a bit confusing, but anyway. Should I remove the total? I can remove the total. I mean, the best would be if instead of the total, there would be like what you got, right? If you got a pair or you got, but depending on the game. The problem is that the total, yeah, exactly. So what you type there at the moment is an integer. Will be nice to type the highest that you have at the moment, but yeah, I think I will have to do it. At least for the poker, I will have to do it. So that at the end of the game, you see what each player got. Oh my God! Outside they are doing some fireworks. Let me watch the fireworks a second. What is going on? Obviously, as soon as I went to the window, it stopped. I guess the total might mislead players. Yeah, I think that for the poker, so we have to change that, and we have to say that if we are in the poker game, what you see at the top is the highest is not the highest score, but is the highest combination, right? But to do that, I basically have to change the way I send the results. I have to change the way we change the results. Yes. Well, we can do that. We can do that. It's just. I mean, it's not complex, right? We just have to send a string instead of sending the total, and you maybe display the odds of winning. How do you calculate the odds of winning if you don't know the other hand, right? I mean, if you are in hidden mode, so you could do it only if you are not hiding the dice. But I think I want the player to calculate that, not the game telling him what to do, right? I think it should be the skill of the player. The skill of the player. Okay, let me test this, and then I think unfortunately I have to go. But let me see if we can finish the game. I mean, we can roll twice and do the final betting, and there are still few things to do, like to have the NPC actually be able to play this game. At the moment it's 2 players, but I want the NPC to play. The NPC was capable of playing the simple game 2 days ago, but then we did so many changes that I think now the NPC will probably fail, right? The code will fail. So we have to readapt that for the simple game, and then we have to readapt that for the poker game. I think you can hold the hand and know the odds of it happening without the other player odds being affected. Well, depends what you're shooting for, right? Because if you are in poker, you may be looking for a straight, or you may be looking for so the odds are multiple odds, right? So what are the odds that I get a 4 of a kind? What are the odds that I get a straight? What are the odds that I get a flush, a full house, right? What are the, and so on. So you will have to like have a list of possible odds for every combination. So I think it's not a good idea. Because there are many winning combinations, right? Possible. You don't only win with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's try to play poker dice. I will change the name then, but okay, first thing, betting. We bet 10 and 10. Then we drop 3 dice. We roll. It will be visible for me. Wow, we have a 3 of a kind, boys. Yeah, so it would be very nice if here it says 3 of a kind now, right? You see, we have 3 of a kind. We have 1, 1, 1. Fantastic. Okay, the other guy rolls as well. And he gets a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, which is not, you know. So it would be best 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the second one. The highest number always wins. In a tie situation, right? Like if you have 3 of a kind and then a 6, or 3 of a kind and then a 5, the 6 wins. They should be already done in the calculations, but I don't know. We can check those cases. So now what happens? Now we are in the bet phase, okay? So let's do it quickly. So this guy bets 10, and these guys agree to bet 10. Now what happens is that we are showing the enemy. Yeah, I think it kind of worked actually. We are showing the enemy thing. The enemy result. Yeah, it would be very nice if the result is written here at the top, right? So that I know I have a 3 of a kind, and I know that he has, you know, nothing at the moment. Uh-oh, why has a 3 of a kind as well now? Ah, because I'm not sending the real dice. The ones that are hidden, I'm not sending. Yeah, this we still have to do, eh? So after they are revealed, I'm not sending the real dice yet. So you see, this guy sees 555, this guy sees 555, but actually they are not correct. Okay, that I have to do, but anyway. Then we are in the last rolling phase. So I roll the last 2 dice. Uh-oh. You have to roll 2 dice. I put 2 dice. Uh-oh, there is something not working. I have to roll 2 dice. I think he's not... he's not considering this 2 dice. I don't know why. You have to roll 2 dice, add more. Ah! I think because he's considering the 3 that are already there, and so the total is 5. And I did a check, like, if the number is equal. Yeah, for sure. For sure. You have to roll. Yes, I did. If it's different than the dries. No, exactly. No, this is fucked. This is wrong. Because I'm not calculating the one that I already dropped. So this should be if the number... So my dice amount... my dice amount... Yeah, this will always be wrong, right? Because the dice amount of the current phase is 2. But my dice amount total is 5. So this will never work. So I have to take all the previous rolling phases and sum it to this number. Ay. I cannot do it now because I'm finished my time. I have to go. But yeah, so that needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed. It's not a... I mean, I don't know exactly how to do it. But basically, through the game, I need to keep the total number of dice somewhere, right? And it cannot be in the phase. It must be... yeah, maybe when I do move to the next phase. Yeah, exactly. I think when I'm here and I do move to the next phase, I'm going to store only if it's a rolling phase. I have to do it here. If it's a rolling phase, store the number of dice so we can use that in the validation later on, right? So I will need to add a new variable. Is that by player or is by session? No, it's by session actually. It's by session. So the session will have a new number that is current dice to drop or something like that. Exactly. How many dice the players are supposed to drop until this phase, right? Current needed dice, right? And current needed dice starts with 0 actually, not with -1. We just have to be sure that we reset this value. We reset this value when we reset the board, otherwise it's a mess. This one, current phase. When we reset current phase, we also have to reset as in many places, as you can see. Switch this session to the new game. Restart from the first phase. Yeah, in those two places. Okay, so now we have the current needed dice, right? And this current needed dice will have to be augmented when we do the move to the next thingy, right? So it will be current dice plus equal to what? No, only if it's a rolling phase, obviously. If the new phase is a rolling phase, then we do this dice plus new phase dot dice amount, right? Exactly. And now in the place where we had the problem, where the hell was that? When we roll the dice, right? When we roll, yeah, here. Exactly. Yeah, this phase dice amount should be equal. Yeah, exactly. This one should be this. Okay, now I think it will work. Okay, we will do one last test. Okay, one last test. But I think that now it may be okay. So maybe we finish the mini game, but there are still a number of problems, right? So the dice of the second player are not revealed for real, right? And then we need to place the highest combination at the top. But yeah, it's coming together. I mean, I think that nearly there. I think 2-3 more hours, I don't know, tomorrow evening, I think that we can finish this. I may have some time also tomorrow after 6 p.m. So maybe I have like 2 hours there as well. And I can try to fix that. So let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Bum bum bum. I hope so you change what you do soon. Anyway, good night. You change what to do? What do you mean you change what to do? What do you mean, Hula? To change what you do? You mean to change topics or not work on dice, to work on something else? Yeah, maybe I will change, but I think it's pretty fun to make this dice game. I like it. I think it's pretty nice. It's a bit boring, yeah, I understand. But it has to be done. I see. Okay. So poker game, betting phase, 10, 10, rolling phase, 3 dice, roll, 3 dice, roll. Okay, for now we are good. So now we do what? Now main bet phase again. Okay, so I bet 10 more. I bet 10 more. So now the enemies is revealed and I can roll 2 more. Yes, it worked. Okay, it worked. Okay, so now let me see if we finish the game though. I don't know what happened to this cup on the right. Okay, so in theory now the game is finished. I don't know why he's saying last bet phase. We have another bet after the reveal. Ah, because because the cup, this in theory is covered. Yes, in theory is covered. I see mine, I don't see the one of the enemy, and so I'm betting one last time. Right, I'm betting one last time. Right, and now the game finishes. So let me see if it worked. Like, this guy won. This guy has a pair of 6 and a pair of 4. And this guy has a pair of 1. And so, yes, this guy won. Yup, I think it worked, actually. There is the problem that the second time the cup goes crazy, but it's because I think, I mean, I can fix that. I think I can fix that. I think it's the relative rotation and location that is messed up. So I should not use relative. I should always use or word. Or I always use word, I always use relative. But yeah, but basically it works. So this guy actually lost because only had a couple of 2. And the straight was not there. And here we have this guy that has a double pair. Right? Yeah. Okay, nice. Now I will change the top so that it's actually showing the combination, and obviously we have to show the real dice, because as you see here it says 0 because we didn't send the dice after the hidden is revealed. Okay, good. I'm very happy that is kind of working. We are really nearly there. We are just missing. So this one is done. The hidden dice mode is nearly there, and then we have to add the fold, and then we have to add the NPC piece. But yeah. Okay, guys. So thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. So I will say bye-bye, even if I have a sickle in my hand. I will say bye-bye, and I will see you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time, as usual. If you want to click on follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube, that would be a very good idea. And also remember that our game is released, so if you want to try it, you will not see this dice game developed as it is now, but if you want to try it, if you want to like visit a dungeon like this, you can. You go to download, and you can download it for Windows, for Linux, and for Mac. Bye. Have a good night.